Hello my dear friends, how are you all? I hope you all are good and fine. So my dear friends, you are very welcome in the lecture number 2 of polynomials. Okay, so my dear friends, this lecture is going to be very amazing. Okay, so my dear friends, I hope you will enjoy this lecture. So without wasting the time, let's start. Yes, so today we are going to discuss about polynomials in one variables. Polynomials in one variable. So my dear friends, in mathematics, a polynomial is an algebraic expression, as you know, is an algebraic expression with one or more than one terms with a non-zero coefficient. Okay, so the polynomial expression is made up of the variables, coefficient, constants, which are connected by the mathematical operators like plus sign or minus sign or multiplication sign. Okay, so now my dear friends, here polynomial in one variable is that in which polynomial in which there is just only one variable. There is just only one variables. Okay, so like my dear friends, for example, if you talk about the examples, here is x plus 2. So this is a polynomial. This is a polynomial with one variable. What is? Yes, x. X is a variable. X is a variable. Okay. Now x square plus 3x plus 2. X square plus 3x plus 2. This is also a polynomial in one variable. This is also a polynomial in one variable. Okay, now again, here is another example. This is m cube plus 2m square minus m cube plus 2m square minus m. So this is what? So my dear friends, this is a polynomial. Okay, I hope you understand these things, which is in one variable. So the variable is what? Variable is m. Variable is what? Variable is m. Okay, so my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. Yes, so now my dear friends, let's move on. Yes, so now we will discuss about polynomials related terminology. Okay, so what are these? So there are different terms related in the polynomials. Okay, like first is terms. Okay, what are the terms? Okay, so this topic we already learned in the previous lectures. Okay, so in an expression, a term can be a variable or a constant, or product of variables and constant. Product of variables and constant. Okay, like x square, we can say this is a term, or 3, this is also a term, or we can say 3x square. Means only a variable can be a term, only a constant can be a term, and it is the combination of the constant and variables. It can be the combination of variable and constant. Okay, I hope you get this point. Now second is coefficient. What? Coefficient. So what is coefficient? So my dear friends, a coefficient is a numerical value which is written along with a variable, written along with a variable. Now let's suppose we are writing twice of x. So in this case, my dear friends, we can say coefficient of x is what? Coefficient of x is 2, because 2 is associated with the x, means variable. So we can say that 2 is what? 2 is the coefficient. Okay, let's suppose here is 2x square plus 4x plus 5. This is a what? This is a term. This is a polynomials. Okay, so now in this case, if we want the coefficient of x, so what is the coefficient of x? So coefficient of x is what? This is 4. Simple. Now coefficient of x square is what? Coefficient of x square is 2. Okay, I hope you get this point. So now, my dear friends, coefficient is what? Coefficient is the number, is the numerical value which is written along with the variables, which is written along with the variable. I hope, my dear friend, you understand the concept of coefficient. Okay. So now let's move on. Yes. So my dear friends, classification of polynomials in one variable. Polynomials in one variable based on the degree. Based on the degree. Okay. So now, my dear friend, the polynomial in one variable can be classified based on the degree of polynomials. Okay. Yes. So my dear friends, first of all, we have to know what is degree of polynomial. So degree of polynomial we have learnt in the previous lectures. Okay, so the degree of polynomial is the highest power of the variable in the polynomial. For example, let's suppose we have 5x square plus 2x plus 7. Okay, so we have this polynomial. Now, my dear friends, what is the degree of this polynomial? So the degree of this polynomial is what? This is 2, because the highest power is what? Highest power is 2 in this polynomial. So degree is what? Degree is 2. Okay, I hope you get this point. So now, my dear friends, degree of a polynomial is 2 as the highest power of variable x in the polynomial. Okay. So now, my dear friends, if a polynomial has more than one variable, the degree of the polynomial, if the polynomial has more than one variable, this is the case of polynomial in one variable. Now, if we have a polynomial in more than one variable, means two variables. Okay, so now in that case, my dear friends, the degree of polynomial is the highest sum of different variables in any of the terms. Means, let's suppose, for example, we have 2xy plus 3y plus 2x. Okay, so this is a polynomial in two variables. Here are two variables x and y. So now, my dear friends, what is the degree of this polynomial? So if you talk about, here is x having power 1 and y having power 1. Here is x having power, y having power 1 and x having 1. So in that case, my dear friends, the highest degree we can calculate by the sum of the variable, sum of the power of variable x and y. Means this is 1 plus 1, which is equals to 2. So the degree is what? The degree is 2. Okay, I hope you get this point. So now, my dear friends, here we are just discussing about the degree of polynomial in one variables. Okay, this is not our syllabus, not in our syllabus. Okay. Yes. So now, my dear friends, first type of polynomial in one variable is zero polynomial, or constant polynomial. Okay. Second is, my dear friends, linear polynomial. What is linear polynomial? Third is quadratic polynomial. And last, fourth is cubic polynomial. I hope, my dear friend, you understand these things. So now let's see one by one each of the types. Okay, so yes, first is constant polynomial. So my dear friends, if the degree of the polynomial is 0, then the polynomial is called constant polynomial. Okay, if in this case, my dear friend, what is, if degree is 0, then we can say that the polynomial is constant polynomial. Constant polynomial. Okay. So my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. Such kind of polynomial have only constants. Such type of polynomials have just only constant. They don't have variables. For example, if you talk about the example, here is. So like 2, 5, 7 and so on. Okay. So in this they are just constant. There is no variables. Okay. I hope you get this point. So now my dear friend, if we see that we can write 2 as a 2 into x raised to power 0. X raised to power 0. We know that if any of the term having the power 0 means this is equals to 1. Okay. We know that if you applied 0 in any of the number, any of the variables as a power, so we get always 1. We get always 1. So here is, this is the meaning of the x raised to power 0 is 1. So it will what? It is 2 into 1, which is 2. Okay. So now in this case, maximum power is what? 0. I hope my dear friends you understand these things. Okay. And we can write 5 as a 5 into x raised to power 0. So I hope my dear friends you understand these type of things. Okay. So now let's move to the next type, which is linear polynomial. This is what? Linear polynomial. Now what is linear polynomial? Listen to me very carefully my dear friends. If the degree of the polynomial is 1, if the degree of the polynomial is 1, then the polynomial is called a linear polynomial. Then the polynomial is called a linear polynomial. Okay. Now if degree is 1, then we can say that the polynomial is what? The polynomial is called what? Is called linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. I hope my dear friends you understand these things. So what is linear polynomial? If the degree of the polynomial is 1, then the polynomial is called a linear polynomial. Okay. So the linear polynomial in one variable has only one solution, because this is what? This is linear polynomial. Like for example, if you talk about the example, we get m plus 2, okay, y plus 5, okay, x plus 10. Okay. So all these polynomials are what? All these polynomials are linear polynomial in one variable. If you observe this, there is just only one variable. Okay. So in this, m is the variable. In this, y is the variable with having maximum power 1, and same in this, x is the variable with having power 1. I'm also having power 1. So we can say that these are the polynomial of linear polynomial. I hope my dear friends you understand these things. So now next is quadratic polynomial. Now what is quadratic polynomial my dear friends? So in this case my dear friends, if the degree is, if in a polynomial, if the highest degree is 2, then we can say that polynomial is what? Quadratic polynomial. What is quadratic polynomial? Okay. Okay. So if the highest power is 2, means if the highest degree is what? Is 2, then we can say that the polynomial is what? The polynomial is quadratic polynomial. So we can write, if degree is 2, then we can say that the polynomial is quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. So I hope, my dear friends, you understand these things. Okay, so if you see the examples, like we have an equation like this: 9x square minus 10. So this is what? This is a quadratic polynomial. This is what? Yes, this is a quadratic polynomial, because in this we have the degree is what? 2, because the maximum power of the variable is 2. So we can say that this is quadratic polynomial. Okay, now if you see the another example, like x square plus 5x plus 9. Okay, so in this case again we have a maximum power is 2, so this is of 2 degree in one variable. So this is quadratic polynomial in one variable. Quadratic polynomial in one variable. Okay, so I hope, my dear friends, you understand these things. So the next polynomial is, my dear friends, cubic polynomial. Okay, what is cubic polynomial? So my dear friends, if the highest exponent of the variable in a polynomial is 3, that is degree of the polynomial is 3, then the polynomial is called cubic polynomial. Then the polynomial is called cubic polynomial. So if the highest exponent of a variable in a polynomial, in a what? In a polynomial is 3, means that is degree is 3. Degree of this polynomial is 3. Then we can say that then the polynomial is called cubic polynomial. Is called cubic polynomial. Okay, I hope you understand these things. Okay, so a cubic polynomial is one variable. In one variable has exactly 3 solutions, because it has degree 3, and in quadratic polynomial it has 2 solutions. Okay, in linear polynomial it has just only one solution. Okay, so as the degree increases, then the number of solution increases. Okay, so if you talk about the examples, let's suppose we have 7x cube minus 21. This is what? This is, my dear friends, cubic polynomial with degree 3. With degree 3. Okay, and next is 8x cube plus 2x plus 9. Okay, so again with degree 3. I hope, my dear friends, you understand these things. Okay, so now let's solve some examples. So find the degree of the polynomial in one variable. Now my dear friends, we have to find the degree. Okay, so now in this case the degree is what? Degree is highest power is 8, so the degree is 8. Okay, now in this case degree is 0, because this is a constant term. Okay, now in this case here is the maximum power is 5, so degree is also 5. Okay, so this is the answer. I hope you understand this question. Yeah, so the next question is, my dear friends, find the coefficient of x. Find the coefficient of x in the polynomial 3x square plus 5x plus 10. Okay, so now my dear friends, we have to find the coefficient of x. So we can say that coefficient of x is what? Coefficient of x is 5, because 5 is associated with the x. Okay, this is the numerical value. This is what? This is a numerical value. Now the next is, now my dear friends, which of the following expressions are polynomials in one variable? We have to tell that which of the following expression are polynomial in one variables, okay, and which are not, and we have to state reasons for our answer. Okay, so now my dear friends, if we see in the question number 1, like in this equation, we have 4x square minus 3x plus 7. Okay, so this is what, my dear friends, this is polynomial in one variable, in one variable, because here is just only x, here is just only x. Okay, so x is the only variable in this, yes, in this equation, and the power is what, and the maximum power is, we can write highest exponent is what, 2. Okay, so exponent of x is what, 1. Okay, so my dear friends, we can say that this is a polynomial in one variable. Okay, now if you talk about the second part, we have y square plus root 2. So again, this is what, this is the polynomial in one variable, polynomial in one variable. I hope you understand these things. This is what, polynomial in one variable with highest exponent is 2 of y. Okay, I hope you understand these things. Yes, so now let's talk about the third part, which is 3 root t plus t root 2. Now here is, my dear friends, we have 3 root t plus t root 2. Okay, now in this case, my dear friends, we have the maximum power is what, highest exponent is 1. Highest exponents we have 1, but we have, here is, we can write it as like 3 t raised to power 1 by 2 plus t root 2. Okay, so t is the only variable in the given equation, but the power of t in this case, power of t is 1 upon 2. Power of t is 1 upon 2, which is not a whole number, means which is not a whole figure. Okay, this is in fraction. So my dear friends, we can say that the expression 3 root t plus t root 2 is what, is not a polynomial. Okay, so the power is in fraction, which is not acceptable in fraction. Okay, so we can say that we can say that the expression is not a polynomial, is not a polynomial. Okay, my dear friend, so I hope you understand these things. If in a any of the expression is a polynomial, then the power must be in the whole figure, power must be in the whole figure. Okay, so this is the condition of the polynomial. Okay, so I hope you understand these things. Now if you talk about the fourth part, which is x 10 raised to power 10, y raised to power 3 and t raised to power 50. Okay, so if you talk about x raised to power 10 plus y raised to power 3 plus t raised to power 50. So my dear friend, this is a polynomial but not in one variable. But not in one variable. Okay. So in this there are three variables. There are three variables. Okay. What are these? They are x, y and t. X, y and t. So there are x, y and t. Okay my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. So now, yeah, so the next question is, my dear friends, write the coefficient of x square in each of the following. So now my dear friends, we have to write the coefficient of x square. So in this case, coefficient of x square is what? We can write this expression as x square plus x plus 2. So now my dear friends, in this case there is no coefficient, so we can write here is 1. So the coefficient of x square is equals to 1. Okay. Now in this case, here is minus x square plus x cube plus 2. Okay. So in this case, coefficient of x square is what? Coefficient of x square is equals to minus 1, because here is a sign of minus. Now in this case, coefficient of x square is equals to pi upon 2. So this is the coefficient of x square. Okay. Now here is this equation, we can write it like 0.x square plus root 2x minus 1. Okay. Now coefficient of x square is 0. Coefficient of x square is what? 0. Okay. I hope you get this point, my dear friends. Yeah. So the next is, give an example each of the binomial of degree 35 and of a monomial of degree 100. Okay. We have to give the example. So now my dear friends, binomial of degree 35. Okay. So what is binomial? Basically a polynomial having two terms. Okay. So we can call it that binomial. So let's suppose example is, so 3 into x raised to power 35 plus 5. So this is what? This is binomial with degree 35. With degree what? 35. Okay. Now if we see the example of monomial with degree 100, we can write 4x raised to power 100. So this is what? Monomial of degree 100. Okay. I hope you understand these things. So now next question is, write the degree of each of the polynomials. Okay, now we have to write the degree. So what is the degree in this case? So in this case, the degree is, it is equals to highest power of the variable. So this is 3. Okay. Now in this case, degree is what? Degree is 2. Okay. Got it? Now in this case, my dear friends, degree is 1. Degree is 1. Okay. Now classify the following as a linear, quadratic and cubic polynomial. Now my dear friends, we have to classify these polynomials. Okay. So this is what? This is the degree. This is the polynomial of degree 2. So we can say that this polynomial is quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. Okay. Now in this, degree is what? Degree is 3. So we can say that this is what? This is cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial. Okay. I hope you understand these things. So if you talk about this polynomial in this, This is the degree of two polynomials, second polynomial. Okay, so we can say that this is what? This is quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. In this, degree is 1. So this is linear polynomial. This is what? Linear polynomial. Okay, so my dear friends, I hope you understand these things. Okay, so this is enough for today, my dear friends, and we will meet in the next lecture with the next amazing topic. So thank you very much for listening me, and take care and goodbye.